Right, so now that everything has shut, no restaurants, no nothing, and we're told to stay at home, it's decided to be sunny and the perfect weather for us to paint our van because we don't have a workshop. So in today's video we're going to be repainting our van from this dullish greyish color to something else, which you'll see at the end of the video.
Now we're not going to be spray painting our van because we're on a budget, and instead what we're going to do is we're going to roller paint it.
Oh, hold on, before you go shout at us in the comments, we've thought about this long and hard, and it's not just about the cost. There's actually a huge practical advantage to roller painting our van.
Because our van is going to be a travelling adventure van, it's going to be going on dirt tracks, it's going to be getting scratches, dents, little stone chips
on
all
a daily
the time.
basis, really.
What we don't want to do is spend £4,000 re-spray painting the van just to then the next day wake up and there's a stone chip right in the front of it, and well, that's that money down the drain. Meanwhile, if we roller paint it,
we can repair it without stressing too much about it and it looking too splodgy the way it is now. And if you must shout at us, then oh well, go ahead.
let's get on with roller painting the van. So the first step in order to roller paint our van is what we need to do is clean the entire van, because at the moment it's covered in road dust and dirt and all that, so we need to clean that all off, and then we basically need to scuff the clear coat layer on the outside so that makes it a little rough, so that the paint that we're going to paint on can bond to something, can stick to it and make sure it doesn't fall off. The sandpaper's gone.
Go get it. It's rolling outside the house. Oh, that's like a kid came with a crayon.
Yee.
So now we're masking the van, getting it ready to actually paint. Sam is going to climb on the roof and scuff up the roof because we haven't done that one yet. And I am intricately covering the handles. Okay, so my roller is ripping and it's leaving tiny pieces of foam in my paint. Now, I know the first coat is not, perfection, and it shouldn't be really, so whatever. But I really don't want to deal with little chunks in my paint. I mean, bugs are bad enough. I'm trying to stick to, panel to panel. It's not always possible. With every stroke I improve. It's not easy to do right. is done. Right. There's the forehead. There we go. Look. Some little just on my new paint job. I hope that's not a statement that the bird is making. Gonna need to clean that somehow. So the van has been drying overnight, and there was frost last night, but we knew that, so we tried to finish before the temperature started dropping too much. That way the paint can actually be dry by the time it actually gets frosty, and it seems to have worked. So this is the first coat. As you can see all the strokes, and it's not really even. And there are a few bubbles around, but honestly, I don't care. And honestly, I don't get the obsession with getting everything factory finished. I don't like factory finish pretty much at all. It's boring. At least, you know, when you roller paint, it's quite artistic. I mean, after we have actually put a proper coverage on, and if then we want to do something artistic with that, make it, you know, add a few imperfections in it on purpose or something like that, I don't know, we'll see. I'll think about it. We'll see. Depends how it goes. So there's just a few areas that seem to have gone a little bit awry. So here, you can see it's a bit crinkled up. This is a section that we fixed before a few months ago, and we never got to polishing it. So I'm guessing that surface didn't react as well as the rest, but the other ones, the other locations that we fixed, haven't got that. See this one where the big patch was? You can barely see the patch now. Yeah, here where the roller started foaming, we just need to either sand these or tweezer them out. So we have enough paint to do a second coat, but we're thinking that maybe a third one will be beneficial. Also, we don't know how covered it will actually look with only one more coat. But because of quarantine and stuff and delivery times, we don't know when we can get more paint. We are 2 coats in, and it's starting to look more like what it's supposed to look. There's still plenty of gaps, you know, like here, you know, it's uneven. Roller painting a van just tells you how big the van is, and it's like, I'm never going to complain that I have no space. It's so big, and it's like a workout, honestly. If you ever want to get in shape, just do a van conversion. You get into shape, you get a house, you can tour around. Seriously, best deal ever. So we've had to sand this side. This is on a second coat, and we sanded very lightly. Just chip off those just to chip off those little foam pieces. Like here, you should be able to tell. There you go. See all of those gaps now were foam. But at least it's smooth, and the paint will easily settle into that, so that'll be fine. So we've ordered new rollers, but they are going to come probably tomorrow, the next day, and we're gonna run out of paint today. So we're gonna have to wait for the new paint to come, but the company is still not open. So we're obviously gonna finish up the paint now with whatever rollers we have, which are, by the way, every single one of them has broken in a spectacular way and in a different way from one another. So it's been about, I don't know, 2 weeks since the last coat that we did, and we finally got new paint. So the store opened, but delivery was a bit longer. It took like 10-15 days or something like that. So we got these new big rollers, which means we can cover more area, but also the other ones were fluffing like mad, so we kept having to sand the fluff away. So let's hope these ones don't fluff. Right. Things got a bit stressful there. This is my new roller. Right, it started breaking apart, releasing massive fluffs, which I had to then, get out the paint before I just wedged them in there and they dried. What we figured out is that the giant foam rollers collect so much paint that it is physically impossible for me to use them, because I have to spread the paint on too big of a surface area, and essentially I'm just running around up and down the van trying to catch all the droplets and other things forming, and it is really stressful. These are some of the final coats, and I really don't want to have stupid little fluffs embedded into the paint if I can avoid it. So I have done a trial run with those short hair rollers. Essentially it's not foam, it's hair, and I think I'm gonna change to using these ones right now for the final coats, because I was worried that they're gonna create like too much of a texture that I wouldn't like, or they're gonna leave too many bubbles. But right now the coat that I did with that on the back door over there is one of the better ones. Also, the big roller can't get into the grooves of the van. These ones can. Alright guys, welcome to coat number 5, and I really hope that this is the last coat, because I am in a considerable amount of pain, a lot of muscle aches. I'm starting to feel a bit nauseous from essentially the strain that I'm putting my body through, because doing this for days, really painful. Okay, and I really need a shower.
Honestly, if you need some exercise for this quarantine, paint your van.
Just car is big enough, honestly. It's done. Okay, the van's painted. Here it is. Out in the sun. Dry.
And I'm very pleased of how it came out, because the colour is great. The black spray paint and all the plastic side panels really popped the paint out a lot more.
Overall we did 5 coats, apart from on the roof, which only has 3, and that's because it's gonna be covered. Now as for adding special imperfections and stuff like that, we want to put the question out to you. Do you think we should make our van look like a melting candle? Or well, the paint to look like a melting candle. So basically just release some drops down on like the rims, so like it's almost like a cake, like cake glazing. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below whether you think that we should add some special imperfections to our paint job to make it more interesting.